Good morning. Hi everyone, it's Jaya here from Epicenter Healing. I hope you're having a lovely morning, and just want to get straight into this video because I had a channel open up this morning and it is about boundaries. So this whole boundary setting terminology is very much in the field of psychology. I have also studied psychology. I've done it to degree level. So I also was very interested in psychology from a young age due to my family dynamics. So I had to figure things out all of the time. Sometimes that happens, right? So this additional interest has given me insight with other people. So often if I'm with friends or family and they're saying to me, okay, what do I do about this situation? Like, I love this person so much, but they keep upsetting me. Or I don't like this person, but I have no choice. I have to bear them. This could be a family member. This could be somebody in a workplace setting. And it is really, really difficult. Now, I've had some meetings with some friends recently, and one of those friends is very stable in his nature. And another one of the friends, who I saw last night, she is actually very sweet, and she has a lot of people who essentially push around sort of her boundaries, say. So the dynamic is interesting, but there are a few techniques of how to set these boundaries, and I'm going to deliver them to you today as a way of serving because I found these the most effective techniques. So let's go to point one. The point one of a boundary, and I think this is very powerful. This is also what my friend was saying to me last night. She said it a few times about physical space. So the immediate thing to do if you feel that your boundary is being crossed, because boundaries are crossed sometimes unconsciously also. Boundaries being crossed are sometimes not personal. So I think this is a very important distinction, because sometimes we believe that the boundary is personal. Oh my God, how could this person do this to me? I've had that, and I'm sure that you've had it. It's like, oh my God, how dare they do this to me? We all have that how dare they thing. And yes, sometimes it is just people being rude. That's the world we live in. You know, people have different natures, different backgrounds, different things in their mind. But often it's unconscious. So this boundary being crossed, the quickest thing you can do is create physical space. The reason for that is the quicker you create a physical space, if you are triggered or angered, it gives you time to reset and rethink how you want to respond. Or if you're not able to respond, you just continue with your physical space. There's no right or wrong here. So the physical space is offering safety and respect for both parties. So number one is physical space. Number two would be, once the physical space has had its effect, number two would be, how could I have I handled that situation well enough, and how could I have handled that situation better? So number two is you're looking at yourself. So number one is creating physical space, and number two is you are looking at yourself. The reason why is because we're always looking to better our life, right? So here on Epicenter Healing, we're always looking on the ascension timeline, and we're looking for humanitarian betterment, getting through addictions, and just generally living with more well-being in order to stop, health diagnoses. And that's because, a lot of our self-care can ward off any or many diseases, actually. So some obviously, it can't, but a lot it can. So in this point two, we're looking at ourselves because we want to make scenarios better. And if we can't, we can't. You continue with physical space. But if it's somebody that is close to you, you're going to need to bridge it somehow and start to think of ways of, okay, how am I going to now reapproach this person? So you look at yourself and you're thinking, okay, how am I going to correct this? And then point three is understanding that everybody is a thread of oneness. So point three allows the emotion to come down, and point three allows us all to understand respect for ourselves, respect for somebody else, even if we perceive them to be a disrespectful person. There are many differences in our background. So there's differences in our educational background, which makes a very big difference to how people think. people who have studied and who are very academic, so I've noticed from my academic friends that they think things through in a different manner to people who are very manually driven or artists, because they're using their hands, they're using their physicality in a different way to an academic does. Academic is predominantly using their brain, and the processing is different. So if we understand that everybody is a thread of oneness, and that everybody is essentially doing the best they can, it helps to create better relationships over time, and it helps to create more relationships intact. It doesn't mean that we're going to be able to do this with everybody, but with many, the chances are we are going to be able to, because our human nature is to keep connections. That is part of our biology. As you all know, I speak about it in my videos just to give you reassurance. I've got science degrees, molecular biology, forensic science. I did a master's in science also. So, you know, even this study of the way that humans are wired at a cellular level, we're always wired to seek connection, and we're always wired to love, and we're always wired to stay alive. And now in the timeline that we're living in, not only are we being wired to survive, we're also being wired to thrive. So we're at a time of thriving in the mind, thriving in the consciousness. So if you're able to do it, you know, it's a great thing. And if not, if you're completely upset by this person or this thing or place or something that's just completely just crossed your boundary, then that's also fine. You create the space. You have autonomy, you have free will. Your body is your radar and your compass, and so is your mind. We have a very divine intelligence system, this human body, and it's always talking to us. So listen to its inner voice and it will give you the messages that you need. So quick recap. Point 1 of how to set boundaries is to create the physical space when you're triggered. And then point 2 is the self-reflection. And you can check our video out on what is a point in self-reflection. I released a video on that, I think about 2 months ago. And then point 3 is the understanding that we're all one, so that we respect ourselves and we respect others, which again doesn't necessarily mean you have to have that connection stay. It may not be needed anymore, but what it means is there has to be a respect level for the humanity that we are and the soul that we are. So thank you for listening to this video. Share it with your friends. I know boundaries is a really popular topic. Comment down below. You can comment the points that I've gone through, and also comment if you'd like to add to it, because I know boundaries is such an interesting topic. And then that way, when we comment and contribute, we are collaborating. So you're also contributing to other people, and you know, we're doing our good deeds. So lots of love. If you would like to book a session with us, you can at www.epicenterhealing.com. And until our next video, stay blessed. Lots of love.